Welcome back, and today we're talking about Tonikawa Over the Moon for You, episode 8. Like always, let's just jump into it. Episode 8 of Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. We finally get to meet Nasa's parents, and they were just so nervous. It was kind of worrisome. But they are very chill parents. But before we jump into it, let me remind you to like and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it, so thank you very much. But we're here for Tonikawa, and essentially the meeting that we were all waiting for. I was really hoping to see this a lot earlier in the anime, but it's never too late. Episode 8, it was a good episode. I liked it. We finally got to meet Nasa's parents, and they were very nervous to meet Tsukasa. Now, we did learn something new about Nasa, right? We learned that he was born and raised in Tokyo. Like, he's not from Nara. His parents are not from Nara. The only reason they moved down there was because Nasa's father is an archaeologist, and in Japan, I'm guessing Nara is like the best archaeological spot to be in, so that's the only reason they moved over there. And of course, Nasa's mother, she was just happy to be in the country because it would feel authentic. Whatever. His parents are really just chill, right? Like, they were really nervous whenever Nasa's mom was peeking outside the door waiting for Tsukasa and Nasa to show up. That was really funny. Again, Nasa's parents, if I was Nasa's parents, I would be really worried that Nasa just got married. Like, if one of my kids were to show up unexpectedly saying that, hey, this is my wife or this is my husband, whatever the case may be, I will be asking some tough questions. I wouldn't receive that person with open arms as Nasa's parents did, because stuff like that doesn't really happen. I will be worried about my child. I will be like, look, why did you get married? Is this some type of scam? What's going on, right? Because situations like this don't really happen. And the fact that Nasa's parents kind of looked over that and they were not judgy, they were not being rude to Tsukasa, that was really awesome. But I just feel like in the real world, it will be a little bit different. I don't know, maybe I'm not that much of a nice person, but to me, I would definitely be overprotective over my children, kind of wondering why this situation is going on. Honestly, I kind of do hope we get the answer to that, because I really want to know why did Tsukasa agree to marry Nasa like that, right? It could just be she was in love with him, whatever the case may be, but it's always been my theory that it's been some type of like illness where Tsukasa is not going to make it for like 2 or 3 years. She wanted to spend some time with somebody that loved her. He loves him back, so this is a mutual love. That was my theory, but we're 8 episodes in. We haven't gotten a single hint. We haven't even seen Tsukasa get sick or cough or have any type of illness whatsoever. So I'm guessing that theory is out the window. So really, the only thing I have left right now is he just loves Nasa. I mean, it was just one of those things that happen that's very rare, right? Like last episode, whenever Nasa was talking about the probability of finding your soulmate, it was like 0.34, whatever that percentage may be. It just turns out that maybe this is the 0.34 percentage that happened, that these two people, Tsukasa and Nasa, they found each other and they love each other. That's the only reason they needed to marry each other, and that's it. Maybe I was reading too much into it, looking too much into it, because I don't think Tsukasa is going to scam Nasa at all. She does seem to come from a family that has a lot of money, so she doesn't need money. She might be adopted into that family, but nonetheless, she is from that family now. And it doesn't seem like she has an illness. So all is happy, all is good. Tsukasa ain't going to go anywhere unless they throw like a curveball over here, like in around episode 10 or 11, and we'll see. But as of right now, my little theory, I would say, was debunked, because I just don't see it happening. Overall, it was a good episode. It had a lot of funny moments. I mean, whenever Nasa's mom was peeking out the door waiting for Tsukasa and Nasa to show up, that was really funny. I liked it. And just how nervous Nasa's parents were was, again, for me, it would be something realistic, because I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. Now, the part that really had me rolling was whenever Nasa's mom came into Nasa's room, where, Nasa and Tsukasa are going to sleep for the first time on the same level, because every time they sleep on the apartment, Nasa is always on his bed. So he's like one level above Tsukasa. So they can't really hug, they can't really kiss, they can't really sleep next to each other. And the fact that Nasa's mom had to warn him saying, hey, the walls, they're kind of thin. The integrity of sound getting through, you know, I wouldn't trust it too much. That to me was funny. If you didn't get the joke, maybe you're too young for it. But hey, it was funny for me. I was laughing out loud on that one. I was, yeah, it was good. It was good. Now, that night, whenever they were sleeping next to each other, again, it was funny because we see that even though they're married, they're not really doing stuff like, you know, a newlywed couple will be doing, right? Like, they're just still taking it one step at a time. They're going very slow. I mean, heck, Nasa just wanted Tsukasa to be on his arm until it went numb. Yes, that happens in real life. It has happened to me. It sucks. And you don't want to be rude to that person because you just told them, hey, you know, let me hug you real quick. And then your arm goes numb. You don't want to be rude. So I love that scene as well. I mean, it was just a heartwarming little couple scene, right? I kind of wish we would have focused more on Nasa's parents and what they thought of this marriage. Now, we did get the little scene of when Nasa's father and Tsukasa had a private talk when Nasa was in the bathroom. I was kind of hoping we would get that, and I'm glad we got it at the end of the episode. And I also have to talk about the food. Again, you know me, I love food, anime, food. Some reason, even though the art style for this anime is not the greatest, I do think they outdid themselves with the food because the food looked good. I wanted to eat it. I love anime food. For some reason, it always looks so good and makes me hungry. So that was an extra plus. But we see Tsukasa and Nasa's father kind of try to interact with each other. That was funny. We see that Nasa's parents are like introverts to a point, right? Like they don't even know how to talk to Tsukasa. We see his father, Nasa's father, was struggling to make conversation. Tsukasa had to be the one to lead the conversation, right? To ask about archaeology. And she was kind of seeming interested all the archaeological stuff, like the history and all that stuff, when really last episode we learned she doesn't really care about that kind of stuff, right? And the fact that Nasa came in and kind of ruined that moment, it was funny because he's just oblivious to everything. We know Nasa is oblivious to a lot of things, right? Like, heck, he didn't even know that Tsukasa wanted a wedding. We still haven't heard anything about that, right? Last time we checked, I think it was like back in episode 2 or 3, Nasa left and to set up something, to set up a wedding. And I don't know if we're ever going to see that. Maybe that will be like the last episode of the season. But as far as we know, we don't know what's going on with that. But overall, it was a great episode. I have to say, once we got the little reveal of Nasa's father and the conversation that he had with Tsukasa, it was awesome. He was just thankful for Tsukasa for saving Nasa's life. So maybe that's why they're accepting this marriage so easily. Because the fact that Tsukasa saved Nasa's life, maybe they think, you know, she is a genuine good person. Like she has no ill intent towards Nasa or his family. And that was good. That was good. It was a great episode. I loved all the little scenes with Nasa's parents. It was wholesome. I liked it. I cannot wait for episode 9 because we did get a hint. It was foreshadowed early in the episode, but I did not think it was going to happen. Nasa did say that in his small apartment, he doesn't really have anything valuable. Like all his documents are in the cloud. He saved it up in the cloud. Like his wallet, keys, and stuff like that, he always keeps with him. So he really doesn't have anything that's too valuable in his apartment. So if he was to burn down, it wouldn't really bother him too much. And long and behold, it did burn down. At the last bit of the episode, we got to see them back in their apartment and it was completely burned down. So this is going to be yet again another great adventure for the couple, because where are they going to live now, right? Are they going to go live with Tsukasa's parents for a while and that's how we're going to meet her parents or her grandma? Or are they going to stay in the bathhouse with Nasa's friends? Or are they going to buy a new house? I can't wait to find out what the answer to that is going to be. Hopefully, I'm rooting for Tsukasa's parents because I want to know what they think about this marriage, right? We know Nasa's parents, they already accepted it, so we got the 2 thumbs up for that. Now we need Tsukasa's parents, even though they signed that form for her to get married. I really want to meet them and see the reason why they let their underage daughter kind of go ahead and get married to a complete stranger. Because as far as we know, Tsukasa never really, why would she tell her parents that she saved somebody named Nasa and that she's going to go marry them? I don't see why she would do that. So I really want to meet them. I really want to know what they think about this marriage. And hopefully we get that soon. We got about, what, 4 episodes left or maybe 5. We're at the end of this season almost. We definitely need a lot of answers and I hope we get them. Overall, good episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode. And like always, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.